Hi guys, it's Circle M. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today, by fan request, we're going to do a video on my plate carrier. First things first, on the carrier itself, I actually like to run it slick. This one is made by Gadsden Dynamics. I think it's a very good quality. They have an interesting arrangement with these plate bags. The bottoms are removable and customizable, so you can have multiple bags if you have multiple missions to swap them out. Personally, I leave it on the hook and loop with the Velcro, so I can use the buckles to clip in the fast attach ones. I also have the soft mag pouches on the side instead of the hard armor, so I can add the extra mags or other stuff to these pockets to them. I prefer to run slick rather than have stuff woven into the MOLLE because I may use this carrier for something other than direct action. This one, while it's not really meant for it, if put under a jacket in a wintertime setting, can be somewhat concealable. When you are fitting your plate carrier, you're going to want to make sure that it is fit properly to your external notch. And you'll notice in the back, my plate is slightly high on purpose in order to give me better articulation for stuff that I will wear on a battle belt at that time while still covering my vital area. I do have my scissors that I run behind the carrier, and I do have a white-red flashlight that is hardwired into here because it is very, very nice when you are doing stuff, especially in a dark low light environment, if you do want or need to go to red or white light to be able to reach up and click that button to turn it on and be able to see. I use it pretty consistently, so I just found that it was better to hardwire it in, especially if you're wearing a helmet or something else. You don't have to worry about moving your headlamp or other light from object to object. Instead, you have something that's always here, always ready on the carrier, and it's in the same spot for you to be able to reach. Now let's talk really quickly about these fast attach buckle systems. I personally do not like this. I have it to be able to use it if I need to, but I don't like it compared to that other rig that I showed you in the other video because of the carrying capacity and the way that it fits and the way that it causes the plates to drag. And I'm going to put that on here in time to show you about it. But if I were to run plates, which I normally do not, I don't like to carry weight to begin with. I've got some health stuff that limits the amount of stuff that I can lift anyway, so I personally reserve my plates for a more static or urban environment. I would not wear these out in a field if it was the apocalypse, the end of the world. So I'm going to unpack this here for you in a second, but in addition to this and the plates, I would, in a backpack, run the actual harness system that will clip into the buckles that is on this chest rig, so I can wear this as a standalone chest rig, and I can use it without the plates if I so need or so desire. So when I go to use this, I would of course strip it off the back. This one clips in with the clips like most of them do. There's a dozen different brands out there. Pick whichever one you like. But it's that easy. Velcro it in, clip it in on the back. I personally leave the waist strap attached because I will run it around the carrier. I am not particularly trusting of the Velcro that comes with it. I know it's very secure, but that's just me. With this, I can also snug it up a little bit and give my plates a little extra security if I need to do that. Because what you will notice when you add a lot of weight to the carrier like this, and this is about 8 pounds loaded, plus the plates, it will start to pull that plate down in front and ride the back one up even more than you already want it. You can balance it out by putting weight on the back, but now you're just weighing yourself down for balance, and that's not usually ideal. So that's how I do it like this. I did buy the lightest weight plates that I can with the highest level rating that I could afford, of course, because if you're going to go to all the trouble to carry it, you may as well get something that's lightweight but will still give you the protection. For the actual loadout, you will notice that this is very, very similar to the other rig that I have. The difference being that I do not have the water or the SSE bag that's built into this kit. I'm actually carrying the same gear, I'm just arranging it slightly differently. I've got the 2 mags in the soft side collapsible pouches. These are for more of a speed reload because it's a little more challenging to re-index these soft mags. By the way, glint tape note, if you start doing nighttime training, you'll figure out why I've got that glint tape on there. It will be covered by the rifle when it's inserted, but drop a mag at night, unintentionally, intentionally doing a speed reload, you name it, you go back looking for that mag, you're definitely going to be glad you had glint tape on it. So I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. In the front, on that mag note, 2 more mags, 2 more mags. So that gives me 6 total with 1 in the gun, just on the carrier as I have it. That works for me, but you have to remember this is also not a standalone system. This is a standalone video. I would also, in theory, be wearing a belt with some more stuff on it, backpack with some more stuff on it, but just with what I've got here, if I only pick up the carrier, I've at least got 6 mags, which is better than a fewer number of that. Because remember, there's no resupply. You're all on your own. No one's coming to help you. In my admin pouch, I have my personal homemade signal panel custom to me and my associates. I've got my smokes. Same ones that I run in the other kit, because if something works and it's not broken, don't fix it, right? I know it's the if it's not fixed, don't break it, but whatever. Not broken, don't fix it, don't break it. I feel like that's an outtake. Got my Garmin 550 cord, and I have space in here to add extra stuff if I so needed, based on whatever it is that I'm doing. Moving over, in my next pouch, you're going to notice a consistent theme with the other one, same stuff. I've got my cough drops. You do not have to be sick to use cough drops. If you start doing long foot movements, these become super valuable. Just trust me on it. But you should still go out and practice on your own so you can gain that experience for yourself. So don't just take my word for it. Don't set your gear up and then just sit it in the closet and never use it. I have my whistle for signaling. Signaling is super important. I have my document sheet, exact same one, and I'll go over this in greater detail in a future video. Medevac request. Range card, modified operations order, blank space, I can add more, draw on this, add maps, you name it, we're ready to go. I have the same accoutrement of pens and writing utensils, exactly like the other video. I'm very consistent from rig to rig because I've got stuff that I know that works. If it works in one rig, it will probably work in the other one, so there's no need to change it and go super crazy with getting elaborate. I've got my compass. I've got my fire starter. Same as the other ones, and I've got a smidge of space. Not as much as the other one, but I've got a smidge of space. I can add more stuff into that if I needed to. And that is it for the rig. It's very quick, very easy. It clips in. It should be used in conjunction with other equipment though, so this is not a standalone. But we're just taking a look at the carrier itself and what's directly attached to it. We're used in direct conjunction with it as far as a combat load goes, not sustainment load. So you've seen how this works. I'm going to get the other carrier and show you how it fits over these plates. Alrighty, I put the other carrier on and you'll see that it does fit over the plates without having to do a whole bunch of crazy adjusting. The back strap, I've got it loosened just a little bit more than I normally run it, but it still fits pretty comfortably over the plates. The advantage to this is it is not pulling my plates down the way that other one will, and it's in a more distributed fashion. So this is the same amount of gear plus the flare gun that the other one doesn't have. This would be in a backpack for that type of scenario. All of that stuff was crammed into one area and it was pretty fat. And while this looks like it's fat and poofy, the actual ground clearance I have with this one is bigger than the other one because of the way all that stuff was stacked on the front. But it's a game of trade-offs. In an urban environment, which is probably where this would be being worn anyway, going to the prone is not at the same level of priority that it would be for an urban operation, like if you're clearing rooms. So I would prefer to wear this because it distributes the load a little bit better, a little more comfortably, and I can wear it standalone. This is the carrier, or this is the chest rig that I wear more anyway because I almost never wear the plates just because of the weight, the comfort, and other factors that are involved in that. So very similar gear with the exception of the flare and the SSE bag. But this is normally how I like to run my gear. So I hope this was helpful, and for the fan who requested it, I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you again so much for tuning in. Hope to see you next time.